The La Crosse County Board of Supervisors is continuing to consider the question of legalizing marijuana in the state.
The board met this afternoon to talk about the early stages of a possible ballot question and if it's something the board believes the community should answer in the November election. News 8's Jordan Frumstad is here with a closer look at legalizing marijuana is even realistic for Wisconsin.
9 states already have legalized marijuana for recreational purposes, and 29 have legal medical marijuana legislation in place. Wisconsin is not on either of those lists, but now the Wisconsin Justice Initiative is pushing for counties to hold advisory referendums on marijuana legislation. A new statewide poll suggests more people are coming out in favor of marijuana becoming completely legal.
Really just starting that conversation.
The question of whether to ask La Crosse County voters about legalizing marijuana remains a hot topic on the minds of the county board.
We have an end of July deadline to put any referendum question on the ballot.
If the board decides to move forward,
it would be simply an advisory question.
After the November election, the results would then go to the state legislature and then be up to the state to decide any further action.
There's no local legal decision to be made.
County Board Chair Tara Johnson says many arguments have come out in favor of legal use, including the cost of those sitting in jail on marijuana charges.
There are some people who think that those that we shouldn't be paying $100 a day as taxpayers to have those folks in jail.
If you arrested everybody that ever smoked marijuana, you would have very full jails.
UW-La Crosse political science professor Joe Himes says the understanding of marijuana continues to change.
In some respects, if you were starting out from scratch, in other words, you have no thoughts about what's good or bad, you would have a hard time arguing that marijuana is necessarily better or worse than alcohol.
A poll by Marquette University Law School found that 59% of Wisconsin voters agreed that marijuana should be fully legal and treated like alcohol.
I believe that has health benefits to many people, and they should be allowed to get it.
Himes says the nature of the topic comes down to politics.
Unfortunately, this is a bit of a liberal-conservative issue.
He says liberals tend to favor more freedom when it comes to the plant, while conservatives argue that it carries negative consequences.
As soon as you use the word drug, some people get pretty upset, especially older people.
If the question moves to the November ballot, Johnson hopes the state will consider the voters' opinions.
I'm always hopeful that the state legislature values public opinion.
Now, I spoke with about a dozen people throughout downtown La Crosse today, and a good majority of those people were also in favor of legalization.
Thanks a lot, Jordan. Canada recently became the second country to legalize marijuana nationwide.